What's up, guys? It's Bolt, and I'm back with another Remnant 2 build guide. And in this video, we're going to go over how to build your prism without screwing it up. Not going to beat around the bush here. We're going to go straight into it, and I will be building the prism that I used in my last build video, as I forgot to include it. So we're going to go over it right now. First things first, you want to feed your prism 5 mythic fragments that you want in your prism, and most importantly 5 fragments that are going to fuse together. We want those fusions to add more stat bonuses to our prism. Now, always go in order of fusions. The last fragment that you slot in this case will be in the following fusion for the next opening slot. So since we're building our basic range damage prism, we're going with the gunfighter fusion, so we're going to put firing rate and reload in there. Let's go look for those. Here's firing rate, we're going to feed that. Reload speed, we're going to feed that. The next fusion we want is the munitions, which is range crit. The next one we want is meta, which is weak spot damage and crit damage. So we're going to look for critical damage right here. Just throw that in there. Here's weak spot damage. And then the next fusion that we want to do is going to be the munitions fusion, which is range, critical chance, and ammo reserves. So since that is the following fusion after these two right here get fused together, then we're going to start working on that. So, but in the meantime, we can start by putting in one, and that is the critical chance. So we'll throw that in there. And now we start by the goal now is to fill up all of these 5 slots with what we fed. So let's start going in there. We got weak spot damage right there, first one. Next one we got is the critical chance. We'll put that right there. Next one we got is reload speed. Next is firing rate, and we just need crit damage now. We're good. Here's critical damage. Now all of our spots are filled. Now we need to start leveling them up equally. The only one we will not be touching right now is going to be for the following fusion, which is the crit chance, because that we need a little bit of wiggle room for our slot. For our next slot, and we need a couple of, just in case we miss the roll, we could just level up our crit chance when it does show up. So we're going to start working on all of them but the critical chance. All of the other ones we will be leveling up right now. So weak spot damage, reload speed, critical damage. Remember, chance we're not touching. We want to kind of just level these up equally though. So we want to get them to +5, because after +5 is when the fusions start happening. So it doesn't even matter at this point. We just need to start leveling them. As long as it's not crit chance, it's fine. It's critical damage. Feel free to speed this part up. Or listen to me at time speed. Probably be better. Because I'm doing this live, so you can see it, like, how to really do this, so you guys don't mess it up. I did all the testing for everybody already. Should be getting some fusions around level 30. That's when the fusions usually start happening. Hopefully get one soon here. Getting some bad luck. And now we got our first fusion. We have the gunfighter. So we're going to take that, which is the firing rate and the reload speed. And now we need to plan for our next fusion. But before that, remember, after every fusion, back up your save, just in case the next roll is not the one that you need. Always back up your save. So the one that we need to work on now is the munitions fusion. So we have the critical chance, as we threw in earlier. Now we need the ammo reserves. So let's go look for ammo reserves, which is right here. We're going to feed that in. Now we're going to roll. See, we didn't get it. We have a little wiggle room now because we didn't level up our crit chance, so we could go on and level that up. It's fine. And now we have the ammo reserves. Perfect. Worked out very well. And now we can start leveling up our crit chance and our ammo reserves now. We want to get these to 5, remember, because at now we have another fusion. This is great because we have a lot of wiggle room here just in case we don't roll the stat we want for our next roll. So we're going to take the fusion. And now we need to work on our next fusion, which is going to be the range damage and ideal range, the sniper fusion. So I can start by feeding it in range damage, which is mythic range damage right here. We're going to feed that in. And then let's see if we could grab that. We could get that. And we got it, first one. Perfect. So now we're not going to level range damage. We're leaving this alone because we need that wiggle room later on just in case we do not get the roll we want for the next fusion that we're going to work on. So now we can level up ammo reserves and critical chance. We want to get that as a fusion. So let's just start doing that. And we got it right here, Munitions. That is the next fusion that we just got. So again, after every fusion, back up your save just in case you do not get the roll you want. And it's good that we have our +1 range damage because we're going to feed in our next fragment, which is going to be the ideal range because we want to make the sniper fusion. So we're going to feed that in. And it's good that we didn't level it because we do have wiggle room in case we missed a roll. We do have levels that we can throw in here. This is going to pop up. So we will be able to level that up. And we got it. First one right here, ideal range. Perfect. Now we can start leveling up range damage and the ideal range. Or you could actually start leveling up these, and as you get closer to level 30 again, it'll show the fusion quicker. So let's get these up to +5. And alright, so I'm going to start leveling up some of my fusions now a little bit, just because I want to have some wiggle room here. Alright, we can go back to leveling this now. And now we got it right here, boom, sniper. So that's our last fusion. We're going to take that. And guys, like I said, what do? Back up your save, because this is the hardest part of the Prism, is the last slot. This one could be a freaking pain, and it's because just RNG. But I found a workaround for it. But first, I'm gonna back up my save just in case I don't get it, and I can show you the workaround. Alright, so my save is backed up. So what you're going to do is we're going to put in the one single stat that we want. Now, this was a plasma cutter. This is actually just a generalist ranged prism. You can use this on any range build pretty effectively. So we went with mod gen just to get the plasma cutter heatsink back quicker. So I'll find mod gen. Anything else fits well though. If you want skill cooldown, skill duration, moderation, whatever. Health, whatever you want. I went with mod gen. Feed that, and that's the one we want. Now, if you roll this and for whatever reason mod gen just does not come up, you get bad RNG, then you're gonna reload your save and you're gonna do this again. But you're gonna feed in the mod power generation fragment along with 2 useless other fragments that you do not care about. That is the workaround. When you include other fragments in this, for some, it'll skew this seed that you have already loaded into your prism, and it will pop up the one that you want. But let's see if we get lucky and we get it on the first shot. Unless, you know, it'll be cool if it does fail and I can show you the workaround. But let's see our luck. And we got it. We got good luck. So that's it, guys. That is how you build your prism. It is impossible to fail this part of your prism. Impossible. If you do it step by step the way I did it, you will always get exactly what you want. Remember, back up your saves after each fusion. back up your save at a blank prism too, just in case of anything. But more importantly, back up your saves after each fusion. The most important backup is here because this is that's the most difficult piece to get, is your final single fragment. Now, the legendary, that is RNG to an extent. From my testing, you get a different roll for each fragment that you level up last. So if you want to make a backup and try leveling up different fragments last to get different rolls, that's a good idea as well. From my testing, I've gotten a different roll for each one. So that's 5 different possible outcomes. And even within those 5 possible outcomes, there will be some duplicates that you've seen in your other rolls as well. But there will be some sort of difference in them. For this particular build, what you want to go for is Sharpshooter. That is the 75% range legendary. It's unbeatable for range builds. But if you don't get the RNG for it and you get something like Jack of all trades, that's a good one. Or Unbridled, cuts your skill cooldowns in half. The Perfect Dodge one is really good. There are some still very strong legendaries. But the one for a range build you want is Sharpshooter, and that is what I do have on my Prism. Obviously not this one, because this is just me showing you how to build the actual Prism inside. But on my one that I used for the video, I did use Sharpshooter. But that is it, guys. That is how you build your Prism. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider giving it a like. Please consider sharing it to help other people out and spread the word. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll catch all you guys on the next one.